Hello everyone, Johnny Thunder, EAS&Weather here with your Day 2 fire weather outlook. We have a big fire danger tomorrow in parts of the plains, so let's get right to it. We have an extreme, and I mean extreme, fire weather risk tomorrow that encompasses northeastern Colorado, northwestern Kansas, and west central Nebraska. This is at the upper end of the scale. Okay, so again, extreme fire weather risk encompasses northeastern Colorado, northwestern Kansas, and west central Nebraska. Cities in the extreme fire weather risk tomorrow include North Platte, Nebraska, Sterling, Colorado, and Fort Morgan, Colorado. That's where we have an extreme fire weather risk tomorrow. There is a critical fire weather risk tomorrow covering extreme southeastern Wyoming, parts of Nebraska, parts of Colorado, the western half of Kansas, western Oklahoma, the Oklahoma Panhandle, northwestern Texas, and far northeastern New Mexico. Cities in the critical fire weather risk tomorrow includes Aurora, Colorado, Lubbock, Texas, Amarillo, Texas, Centennial, Colorado, and Greeley, Colorado. So, that's where we have the critical, and there is an elevated fire weather risk tomorrow covering eastern Wyoming, southern South Dakota, northwestern and parts of east central Nebraska, central Kansas, central Oklahoma, western Texas, eastern New Mexico, and central Colorado. So we have an elevated fire weather risk tomorrow. So, anyway, in summary, in the central high plains, a rapidly deepening surface low across the northern and central high plains under pronounced westerly flow aloft will support downslope drying and strong winds across the central plains Tuesday. Extremely critical and particularly dangerous fire weather conditions remain likely across portions of northeastern Colorado, southwestern Nebraska, and far northwestern Kansas, where sustained winds of up to 40 miles per hour and very low relative humidity as low as 10% align. Very dry, receptive fuels exist across the area with the potential for fast-moving wildfires if ignitions occur. The extremely critical highlighted area was shifted slightly to the southeast based on latest short-term model guidance. A broader region of critical highlights across the central plains was expanded eastward into central Nebraska and central Kansas to account for critical fire weather conditions likely to occur as a dry cold front moves through the region late Tuesday. In the southern high plains, the arrival of a 110-120 knot mid-level jet streak into eastern New Mexico and the Texas Panhandle, along with steady surface pressure falls in response to a strengthening lee surface trough across the high plains will promote a broad area of elevated to critical fire weather conditions across the southern high plains Tuesday. Southwest winds at 25 to 35 miles per hour, along with relative humidity as low as 15%, will align with dry fuels to support an increasing wildfire spread to potential. Expanded, elevated, and critical highlights farther eastward into central Kansas and western Oklahoma with the fire weather threat lingering into the evening hours as a dry cold front pushes through the region. A low-level thermal ridge stretching from central Texas into the eastern Texas Panhandle and western Oklahoma could support a narrow corridor of marginally lower relative humidity Tuesday afternoon at or below 15%. However, expansive mid and upper level cloud cover as well as blowing dust is expected to reduce boundary layer mixing to a degree, which should temper overall fire weather conditions at least through the early afternoon hours. So, that is your Day 2 fire weather outlook, and again, this is a very serious threat in the critical and especially the extreme. So, everyone, whether you're in an elevated, critical, or extreme fire weather risk, you're gonna have to remain vigilant tomorrow. Remain safe and vigilant in the elevated, critical, and extreme fire weather areas for tomorrow. And if I were you, I would gather supplies immediately. such as food, water, clothing, toiletries, medical supplies, a flashlight, a cell phone, phone chargers, extra batteries, flashlights, a cell phone, phone chargers, and a battery-powered radio in the event that you need to evacuate on a moment's notice, because fire can start to spread quickly, especially in the critical and the extreme fire weather areas. So, again, remain vigilant and safe tomorrow, and like I said, be prepared to evacuate on a moment's notice. And this is especially true in the critical and especially the extreme fire weather risk for tomorrow. And so yeah, and again, whether in the elevated critical or extreme areas, please avoid outdoor burning in these areas. Please avoid outdoor burning in these areas, especially the extreme and critical fire weather risk areas. Do not throw cigarettes on the ground. Do not throw cigarettes on the ground, whether or they're not lit. Because 1, that's littering. 2, one little spark is all it takes for fire to start and spread quickly. So, anyway, again, my prayers are going to, the extreme fire weather area and the critical and even elevated to some degree, but especially the extreme and the critical fire weather risk areas. The extreme and critical fire weather areas for tomorrow, I'll be sending my prayers to the most. So, stay safe in these areas tomorrow, especially the extreme and the critical, and I will go over all of this again in tomorrow's Day 1 Fire Weather Outlook video. Take care.